Brentford 5, Wolves 3, and Mario Lemina was in tears after full time the previous game. If I'm totally honest, I wasn't far behind him after watching that. I was in utter disbelief watching that first half. Yes, we scored 2 goals, which is obviously a positive, but the defending was almost like Gary O'Neill had said to them before the game, look, it's probably going to be my last game. Just when we get the ball, let's all just go up. Let's all just have a go. It was a car crash. It was an absolute bomb scare of a performance. And I think the writing's been on the wall for quite some time now with O'Neill. And I've said that on the podcast. I think it's only going one way. And today, for me, solidifies that it is time for a change. It's time for Fosun to put the money where the mouth is, get rid of him and bring in another manager, whoever that may be. But I don't think they will. I think they'll stick by him after the City game and then maybe looking in the international break. But who would want the Wolves job? You've got to ask yourself the question that as well. But the defending today, it's going back to the game, was just absolutely shambolic. But these players today are playing like they're waiting to be put out of the misery. They're waiting for the club to make a decision. That's how I perceived it, especially in the second half when Brentford are sitting in, allowing us to attack. We're just swiping at balls. We're hoofing balls long, just lumping balls into the corner, hoping that there's someone there. It is all over the place. It is absolutely all over the place. The midfield 3 today as well. I know Gary O'Neill got some stick on Twitter for bringing Andre off of Hwang. Perhaps the criticism was more at bringing Hwang on than taking Andre off, but that midfield 3 cannot work. It is awful. We've seen that. We all think it. Yeah, he still does it. I just can't wrap my head around it. In terms of positives from today, Aït-Nouri had a fantastic game. I thought Strand Larsen's hold-up play against 2 big lumps was fantastic. Cunha had some really good moments driving us forward as well, and Forbes looked better than he has in his previous performances. Good to see him get a start, but I just look at that today and just think we need, as fans, we need to be put out of our misery. Never mind the players. Chance of you don't know what you're doing coming from the away end, and we want Fosun out. I completely agree, but that's never going to change. The club have hung the hat on O'Neill now. They only released an article last week with the Telegraph, which they'll say was done a couple of months ago, as they usually would, saying that that they're backing him. That's going to look very, very silly when they pull the trigger on him in the next couple of weeks, which they need to, and they should. But whether they do or not, I'm not sure. This new set piece coach who's coming, you might as well have got George Russell in to do that, because it was, again, how many goals today from set pieces? It is absolutely laughable. I've sat there today and absolutely laughed my bollocks off watching that, because it is that poor. It is Sunday League standard. And I feel sorry for the fans who have made the journey down there. I hope you've had a few beers and, had a good day out with the mild inconvenience of an away performance like that. But 5-3 against Brentford, I think the scoreline flatters us, to be fair. We were absolutely dreadful. And it is time for a change. It's who do you go for? Do you go for trying to convince Moyes? I think Graham Potter will be setting his sights a lot higher than maybe other coaches in Portugal. A lot of fans will say, well, you're saying you've got to go. You can't even name a manager you want. Why is that down to me? I just know that it's not working. And the writing's been on the wall for a very long time now. And it is time to go. Today solidifies that. I'm pretty sure that it has now fully turned. If people who are sitting on the fence beforehand haven't turned, they have turned today. It's an absolute shocker. Absolutely laughable performance. I wouldn't even say it's embarrassing, because embarrassing would mean I felt something, and I watched that and felt completely numb. I'm going to finish this recording and not think about it, because that's where I'm at with it right now. It is just pathetic. So final score, Brentford 5, Wolves 3. It's time for a change, and hopefully we can get a win next. I know we've got City, never mind. We'll wait until after the international break. We've finished Brentford 5, Wolves 3. Let us know in the comment section down below if you're at the game, what the crowd was like in the away end. On the telly, it sounded very, very loud in terms of chants towards Fosun and O'Neill. I don't know if that was the case with you in the ground, but do let us know in the comment section down below. Try and enjoy your weekend. I'm going to try. And until next time, we're back on the podcast on Monday. Take care.